This is my movie review for Last Airbender. I am an adamant fan of the animated series. I was really looking forward to this movie. Like, I have been waiting ever since Transformers 2 came out with the trailer. I bought posters for wherever they are. You can't really see that one. But I bought posters. Frankly, the movie sucks. The graphics, I think, were good. On a scale of 5, it got a 4 for me. The bending was good, but could have been a lot better, like the effects for the bending. One thing that was really wrong with the graphics, though, was that I could tell that a lot of the time that it was on a soundstage. They needed to go more on location. They should have gone to Antarctica to film the Southern Water Tribe scene. One thing that was really bad about it was the spirit world. The spirit world consisted of a blue forest in tunnel shot vision and a dark cave with a dragon in it. In the series, there were like different laws of physics, like trees disappeared, and it was all spiritual. It wasn't all physical. But here it was just, he walked into a cave and talked to a dragon, and then teleported out into the physical world. Where was Roku? Roku was not in the movie at all. All I saw was his dragon. In the movie, he talked. Why? Why couldn't he just talk to Roku? M. Night Shyamalan has thousands of dollars available to him. He couldn't have just hired an old man to talk? I mean, seriously. Sokka wasn't funny at all. There were 2 scenes where he was slightly funny. Sokka's acting was good, I think. But he was too serious. But I don't think that was his fault. I think that was the script. And basically, the whole movie was too short. The movie was an hour and 43 minutes long. That's all. The Dark Knight was 2.5 hours long. A movie of this size needed to be like Lord of the Rings. It needed to be 2.5, 3 hours, maybe 3.5 hours long. In my opinion, they should have gotten Peter Jackson to do this movie. This is a load of crap from M. Night Shyamalan. Why did they hire him anyways? He did a terrible job with The Happening. He did an okay job with The Village. Signs was it a horror movie? Was it a thriller? Anyways, what was with the names? Avatar? I'm pretty sure it's spelled A-V-A-T-A-R, not O-V-A-T-A-R. And why is his name Sokka? I'm pretty sure they said Sokka 3,000 times in the series. It is spelled S-O-K-K-A, not S-O-A-K-A. Just say Sokka. And why is his name Ong? It's not O-N-G. There was no comic relief in the movie at all, except for one scene where Sokka got wrapped up in ice by Katara. Anyways, I digress. Let's see. I got a whole list of stuff here. Oh yeah, what was up with Ozai? He wasn't mean. In the series, you hated Ozai. You wanted him to die. But in the movie, you were like, oh, he misses his son? I got that impression. When Zhao came to him to report, I forgot what scene it was, but Zhao came to him to report on something all Ozai could think of was his son. Like, dude, you banished him. And then all you really care about is him. Do you love your son? Do you hate your son? Make up your mind. But, in my opinion, he shouldn't have been in the movie at all. Like, in the original series, he wasn't in the entire book 1. There was 2 scenes where you saw his silhouette, and then the very last episode, you saw his lower half of his face when he was talking to Azula. The first time you see Lord Ozai is in book 3. You don't see him for 2 seasons. One thing that really caught me off guard was Monk Gyatso. Why was Monk Gyatso black? And in his 40s, or 50s. In the series, he was Chinese, had a white beard, in like 83. Anyways, one thing I think was done well was Appa. Appa was done extremely well. There was one scene where I literally thought Appa was real. But the only thing was, he was only in like 2 or 4 or 5 scenes. You saw him fly like 3 times. You heard him roar maybe once, and you heard Aang yell "yip yip" once. None of the characters were developed at all, Aang stayed the same from opening the sphere to running the Fire Nation off. The relationship between Katara and Aang was not developed at all. They seem to have have been friends, but it was like, okay, where are you going with these two? If I had not watched the series and just watched the movie, I wouldn't have known that they had potential to fall in love at the end. That's one thing about the series that was interesting. Why was Aang upset about not being able to have a family? He's 12. All he cares about are toys. They gave him thousands of toys to choose from. He chose 4 because they were fun. He cares about toys. Why would he care about a family? I do not know one boy who, at the age of 12, has actually cared about having a family. At that age, no one really gives a crap about having a family. The Blue Spirit was done pretty well, but in the series, he kicked butt. Like, he was legit. I mean, the scene where he takes out like the 4 firebenders in front of Aang's cell, that was awesome. They kind of reenacted that, but how he did it in the series was much better than how they did it in the movie. He could have been a lot better, but his costume was pretty good. Going from, animation to live action, they did a pretty good job. I think all the acting was done very well. Noah Ringer impressed me. For this being his first movie he's ever done, I don't even think he's acted before. I think I saw on a forum that he had never acted before. He did a great job. He really did. Of course, his fighting skills were a lot more developed than his acting skills, but that's how we got the part, which is kind of sad. The choreography, for me, gets a 2 out of 5, because there are maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 scenes where the choreography was good. The scene where the Earthbenders took over the Firebenders, that was sad. That was just pathetic. That was not Earthbending. That was stomping. Like, stomp the art. I cannot express how much I hate the guy who played Zhao. Zhao's character was not portrayed correctly at all. In the series, Zhao was a lot like Ozai in the fact that you hated him. Like, you really just wanted to do him. In this movie, it was more like, dude, this guy's a jerk. Like, he was making fun of Zuko in front of his face. Like, that was just kind of mean, but like, not enough to make you want to just like kill him. Yeah, he was mean. Another thing was he never became an admiral. When in the scene where Iroh and Zhao fight in the secret water place, he calls him Commander Zhao, but he became an admiral in the series. If he wasn't an admiral in the movie, how could he have led the assault on the Northern Water Tribe? I mean, you have to become an admiral before you can command a whole bunch of ships. The Cabbage Man wasn't in the movie. Why not? Couldn't they have just had a dude with a cart of cabbages walk across the camera? That would have been totally easy for them to do. No, we're gonna save ourselves $20 and not buy a whole bunch of cabbages. One thing that was just really sad was that Zuko was not portrayed right at all. He had absolutely no angst at all. I mean, yes, he was mad that he was banished and he has to go find the Avatar, capture him to regain his honor. And you could tell that he wanted his honor back, but he wasn't angry about it. He didn't like want to get it at all cost. The character was almost kind of empty. And what was really bad, he wasn't even a skilled bender, or at least I didn't see any good bending from him. The best bending I think I saw was from Iroh. Where was his scar? I mean, he had a little on his eye. I mean, there was like nothing there. And one thing that was just sad, in the last episode of Book 1, Aang kicks butt. First of all, Aang didn't even combine with the Blackfish, which I think is kind of good, because I thought that was weird, but still, he should have at least like completely owned the Fire Nation, because all he did was raised a wave, scared him off, which was kind of chicken of the Fire Nation. He could have just completely destroyed the Fire Nation, but he didn't even attack one person. I mean, I know he's the Avatar and he's supposed to keep peace and all, but he's the Avatar and he can still kick butt. In the series, he did! But in the movie, no. He's, a chicken butt and didn't want to hurt anybody. But, yeah, it was kind of sad. Alright, well, thanks for watching. If you watched all of this, I applaud you. Yeah, that's all I really gotta say. Well.